X2, X-Men United. They're united this time. They were kind of united in the first one, but they're really united in this one. This movie is going to fix it all. This movie is going to be a cure-all and fix all the series' problems, and it's going to be fucking incredible, amazing. It's going to have all your favorite X-Men in it. They're going to go toe-to-toe with some of the Rogues Gallery, maybe Apocalypse, perhaps Mr. Sinister, or maybe they'll go to Murder World to face one of my favorites, Arcade. I was so excited for this movie. I thought it was going to be the end-all, be-all. Awesome. Then I watched it. This is another horrendous, horrible, terrible, awful effort from King Cocksuck Bryan Singer. Another piss-poor entry in a booty-ass series. This movie is another waste of time, another fucking horrible excuse for a film. Let's start where it starts. The Uncanny X-Men. What's the X-Men up to this time, this go-round? Let's start with the leader, or at least in the comic books. Cyclops. And once again in this movie, he's regulated doing nothing, jack shit. If you're lucky enough to see a scene with him in it, I believe he punches a goon in scene 46 or something. He does nothing in this movie, except be a dick. He's just a dick the whole movie. They don't flesh him out, nothing. He's just constantly trampled and run over by the wheels of the star vehicle that is Wolverine. Wolverine, once again, too tall, too pretty, does not sound like Wolverine. Fucking waste. Hate it. Oh, but by the way, Cyclops is also consoling Jean Grey, because Jean Grey somehow, apparently in the last film, they went to space and she got infected with the Phoenix Force. Oh wait, that didn't happen. Something must have happened in the last film that gave her Phoenix powers. I'm not sure. I just watched that piece of shit a few days ago to do the review, and I don't remember that happening. But apparently now she's got Phoenix powers. Boo. Iceman, Rogue. Iceman, he's 15. Why? And Rogue, well, she does jack shit. They spend 90% of this movie hugging and going up against the evil version of 15-year-old Bobby Drake, Iceman, Pyro, who in the comic books was a much older Australian man. See what they did there? What they did there was they just did a carbon copy of a shitty character they did wrong already. They just pile it on, wrong after wrong after wrong after wrong, until you got a triple-decker shit sandwich, courtesy of Bryan Singer. Who else is in the X-Men? Oh, Storm. She forgot she's African in this one. Alright, what else you got? You got Colossus is in this movie for a good 5 minutes. He says 3 lines and none of them are Russian. Apparently they couldn't afford this guy to learn how to speak with a fucking Russian accent. It's ridiculous. Nightcrawler makes an appearance in glitter pants and some goofy-ass coat. God forbid anyone wears a costume in this series. And he does jack shit in this movie. Doesn't use a sword. Pissed off about that. So in this film, also the X-Men are a group of horribly written, not aged appropriately, not from the right country X-Men, team up with the Brotherhood of Mutants, which is now down to 2. You got Magneto, who still has a thing for overacting and not wearing his helmet, and Mystique, who's still entirely too much in this fucking series, and she has scars, which is bullshit, because she could just shapeshift out. I know that's a little thing, but it just sticks in my brain. Like, example, things do not compute in the Geek King's brain. Alright, Rogue falls out of the Blackbird. It's called the Blackbird, not the X-Jet. Please read the shit before you make a movie. And I thought, why doesn't she just fly? Because she can't fly yet. It doesn't make sense. And who is the villain? Who is the great fucking villain the X-Men and the Brotherhood have to team up to face? William Stryker, Lady Deathstrike, and his son, Jason Stryker, aka Mastermind. Other words, who, and who gives a fuck? 3 villains, obscure villains they pulled out of their ass. They do Stryker. Stryker's just a generic human who hates mutants, and he has lame devices. He attacks the X-Mansion. There's nothing original or unique about him. His son is also a waste of space, and he has a telepathic fight with Professor X, which is pretty much some of the most boring film you'll ever see in your life. And Lady Deathstrike. Lady Deathstrike. She plays third fiddle to these characters. Now, Lady Deathstrike in the comic books has a huge backstory with Wolverine. They could have built on that, and they could have had a great build-up to their boss fight at the end of the movie. No. She gets one line. One line. Now, let's set the record straight. Lady Deathstrike's been in like 10,000 more comics than William Stryker are masterminded. It makes no sense. And the line is like, what are you doing in here? And she's always cracking her knuckles because, oh wow, she's got metal fingernails. It's like, they could have built it up. They could have done it appropriately. I'm not a fucking screenwriter. Not yet, hire me. But, you know, if I want to build up a villain for a boss fight, I would definitely give them more than one line. This William Stryker storyline, where the fuck did this come from? In the movie, William Stryker creates Wolverine, which is totally wrong and asinine. In the comic books, Lady Deathstrike's father created the process that put adamantium in the skin of Logan, and Logan killed his ass, spoiler alert. Then you have a rivalry between the two, Lady Deathstrike and Wolverine. Not in the movie. Dr. Cornelius was behind the whole thing, and he was working for Department H from Canada. Not fucking USA. So they dumbed that down to now, William Stryker from USA made Wolverine. It's full circle, it's simple, it's kindergarten. They took a complex story, these complex characters with a little bit of, what's that called? Backstory? And they just dumbed it down to, well, Stryker's bad, he made Wolverine, he's gotta die, that's it, that simple, clean cut. It's fucking stupid, it's fucking wrong, and I don't fucking like it. And, yeah. And Bryan Singer. Let's get down to what it comes down to. Bryan Singer is a guy who has absolutely no respect for the source material. He doesn't like the X-Men. He doesn't care for the X-Men. He thinks he's like the Hebrew homosexual Stan Lee. Let me tell you something, brother. You ain't no Stan Lee. X-Men doesn't belong to you. X-Men belongs to me and people like me, geeks like me who spent millions of fucking dollars in these comic books, in these movies, in these video games because we love these characters. I could have bought 2 fucking X-Jets, but no. I had to pay $8 to see this ass fest in the theater. And Bryan Singer also, you know, he changes things around because you got to think he's gay. 2 of the main stars are gay. So what they do is they make they have a scene with Bobby Drake and his parents, and they make it pretty much like a coming out scene, which is, now we're talking about gay rights, we should be talking about civil rights. We're getting off topic. He's using it for his fucking soapbox and not treating the source material with respect because he has no respect for the source material. Why the fuck is he making a movie? Why the fuck is Bryan Singer making this movie? You got no respect for the source material, just like fucking your Hebrew homosexual version of Tim Burton, minus the goofy hair, you cocksuck. I hate this movie. I hate this series. It shows no respect. And at the end of the movie, after their great little fight at a dam, not great, I was being sarcastic. So they had this fight at the dam, and X-Men get to fight water, which is awesome because that's what I wanted to see. And Jean Grey decides to commit suicide and get crushed by water, even though she could have just put a telepathic shield around the Blackbird, and then it would have been okay. Bobby Drake could have froze the water. Maybe Storm could have used her powers. Maybe caused some wind to move the water around, something. No, she decides to eat it. And then we have this really, really strange and very homoerotic scene with Professor X, who's speaking for Jean Grey. And he's like, he gets a little higher voice. He's like, Scott, don't go. And Cyclops says, no, I won't go, baby. I love you. And it's the creepiest ass scene. You think they're about to tongue each other. It's disgusting. It makes me vomit. You know, this movie won't ever belong in the history books. This movie doesn't belong in the X-Men category. I know where this movie belongs. And I'm gonna take it there right the fuck right now. So Camera Monkey, I apologize in advance for the smell. Yeah! This movie can put its apocalypse on my Colossus Cyclops.